Do you need drama? So, some years ago, I was talking with the CEO of a company, and he was talking about the fact that he needed to stay really busy, and that if he got bored, um, it was not good. I don't think it was just busy either. I think it was like it needed to. I don't remember exactly, but my feeling or my impression, I guess, was that it needed to be exciting, dangerous, or like a little bit on the edge. Like he needed to be doing things that some people would consider to be very stressful, he needed to do in order not to essentially get himself into trouble. And it is interesting to observe the different way different people are wired, where it seems that some people kind of almost need and expect drama in their life. And this is not a highly scientific explanation here because I don't know a lot about this from a scientific explanation, from a scientific standpoint, a research standpoint. But it seems, and maybe this is just a folk theory that has no no base in reality. It seems like some people have their norm is kind of like crisis or drama, if you will. And if they don't have it, that they will actually create it. Now, maybe that is middle class speak for poo pooing people in harder situations in life. I don't know. But I wonder sometimes if that doesn't happen. And I don't think that's. I probably think of it more in terms of a lower class phenomena. I don't know if it is though. I don't know if it is. There's plenty of rich people raising a ruckus on the regular, right? So I don't know. I do think that the traditional middle class lifestyle is more easily achieved by people who have a I want to say it like a tolerance for boredom. In other words, like I think middle income is well served by people who can do the same thing over and over a lot of times. And when you do that, you can slowly and consistently build into a middle class lifestyle or build beyond it, whatever. Whereas people who like to take big swings and big risks, they may be living in the trailer park next to you, on the wrong side of the tracks, or they may be the multi-billionaire who hit a home run. So like, it is fascinating, but I think that's an interesting theory that maybe middle class people on the whole are going to kind of fall in the middle of the range in terms of risk tolerance, in terms of how dramatic they like their life to be. I say middle to low, I would say, actually, maybe. That have maybe a relatively low risk tolerance. Maybe they have a relatively high tolerance for more repetitive tasks, and also not just repetitive tasks, but also repetitive lifestyle. So, in other words, and this is weird, maybe to put it as a repetitive lifestyle, but to stay married to the same person, or or at least not to frequently switch partners, to stay in the same career, do the same job, live in the same house, have the same friends, even. Like, these are all things that potentially, if you, assuming you were born into roughly a middle class circumstance, or were able to get there fairly early in life, if you like things to kind of stay the same and not be dramatic and not be interesting and wild and crazy in that regard, then I think it does really lend itself to that kind of middle class lifestyle. And so I find it kind of interesting. I don't know that I've done a lot of research on it, but I find it kind of interesting to think about how different people think about how some of the different wealth classes think about things differently. And obviously there's a lot more that goes into it than just Your thoughts? Okay. Um, and yet, that is part of what distinguishes people in different groups, if you will, different cultural groups. So, anyway, how about you? Are you good with a life that is, quote, boring, that is repetitive in the sense of it stays very same through most of your life? Or are you someone who craves variety, change, drama, and even crisis?